realistically, if you assume a simple audit, then the total costs of getting yourself to the point that you're qualified by the SEC is going to be about $150,000 or more, maybe a little bit less, if you've got a sweetheart deal with a securities attorney. But take that number as being a reasonable estimate of what it costs to get qualified, assuming you're not doing something heinously, weirdly different, or a crypto offering, because a crypto offering may never get qualified by the SEC. But for companies that are doing straightforward things, then the likelihood is that it's going to cost about 150K to get through the journey with a simple audit. If the company has messy financials that go back for more than 2 years, then it's going to cost you a lot to get the audit done, to get your financials in order, and that's a hugely variable number, right? But that's a good guide to you as to the front-loaded costs. And then to raise money once you've gone live, and I'll get into the timing in a moment. To raise money once you've gone live, then you are using advertising instruments and email and so forth to solicit. And if you have customers, then you're able to insert the opportunity to become an investor on your website. And if you have online transactions, then every one of those is an opportunity to invite your customers to become investors. So you could do, by leveraging your existing business online, that is basically free, right? And that marketing expense is almost free. And the biggest expense in these online raises is marketing. By far, the most significant expense is marketing. So when we come to the total cost of doing a Reg A plus, the least expensive that I'm aware of is about 3%. And that was really no marketing from a company. And this is my estimate, not their number. They haven't given me a number, but based on my discussions with the company, VidAngel raised $10 million in 12 days live to investors. They did that by emailing their 30,000 happiest customers. And they are a consumer-facing company. They raised this money a few years ago. They had to break the raise for a couple of weeks to sort out a logistics problem, but the total time alive to raise money was about 12 days, and they raised $10 million in that time. Again, because it was such a small number, because they didn't have to advertise. They didn't do advertising. Then, I would say if you're raising enough money that the fixed costs get measured out over a large enough raise, so say $15 million and up, then the total cost of your Reg A plus, including everything, if you're prudent, of course, you can spend too much. You can bring in broker-dealers that you overcompensate. You can bring a company through Reg A plus that isn't ever going to be successful because of the nature of what it does, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But if you're raising money for a company that has the right kind of appeal, where Reg A plus is a good instrument to use, then I would say 10, 12%, maybe 14% total cost is reasonable, assuming that you're not, going overboard in places you shouldn't go overboard. You're raising money usually over a year. If you rush to raise the money quickly, it's going to cost you a lot. The marketing expense will skyrocket. Obviously, there are exceptions to that. If you've taken lots and lots of non-binding investment reservations, we have a client company that is doing so and has had great success, has more than $25 million of reservations at this point after just 2 months or 2.5 months taking reservations. That conversion process will be rapid. To the extent that people do convert, that'll be a rapid process, obviously. But otherwise, when you're advertising, when you're drawing in investors through advertising spend, and you try to rush it, it's going to cost you a lot of money, because the advertising vehicles, they don't give you volume discounts. They do the reverse. They raise the price when they see you spending more.